Welcome everyone to another episode of Prince's Friend. My name is Stone. I am actually interviewing a really cool artist today named Andre Hollingsworth. Today is June 7th, 2018, which would have been Prince's 60th birthday. So we're actually downtown Minneapolis and we are at this cool coloring book event tonight to premiere and pretty much show off this really cool coloring book by Andre. So Andre, thanks for being here with us.
Thank you.
Let me actually just show everyone what I'm talking about here. This is the coloring book right here, and I'm pretty sure we'll get into it more throughout the episode. But let me ask you first of all, where are you from?
Actually, I was born and raised in Eustis, Florida.
Okay.
Didn't spend too much time there. My mother moved to North Carolina shortly after that. My father was in the military, so we never really stayed anywhere too long. So North Carolina is like, it's considered our primary home base. Our second home base is Arizona. That's where we spent most of my years. I was stationed there twice.
Okay. So what brought you to Minneapolis? What brought you this way?
Back in 2011, I was in school. I was living in Phoenix, and I was looking to apply for different positions as a social worker, and a position came up in St. Paul, and so that's what brought me here. And
I actually moved here 2013, at the end of 2013.
Okay.
I love it here. You love it?
I love it.
I love it here. Your background as an artist. Have you always been an artist?
Yes. So growing up, my mother, she would buy us these coloring books. I have two siblings, a brother and a sister. I'm the middle child, so she would buy us these coloring books, and she found out, you know, when I was very young, that the coloring books were keeping me pretty occupied, and she had to do some house chores and do some things around the house. She knew if she handed me a coloring book, it would keep me preoccupied, and she would create some time to do some things. So that's kind of where I got my start. As I became older, I got an interest into comic books and started sketching some of my favorite characters in some of those comic books and cartoons that I would see, and just kept developing my skills over time. I remember the first time I got inspired to paint is when I was watching an episode of Good Times. They would often have the artwork of Ernie Barnes. So every episode I'm seeing these murals of this artwork by Ernie Barnes. I believe the piece is the Sugar Shack. I believe is the name of that piece. So eventually, as I became older, I started painting when I started school in college. Played basketball for a little while in college. My basketball coach was actually my academic advisor as well. And I remember our freshman year, I went into his office and he said, Andre, what do you want to study? And I said, I want to major in art. And he looked at me and he said, Andre, he said, you're going to have to pick another degree. He said, because you're going to have to pick a degree that you're going to be able to support your family. And I don't believe that you studying artwork is going to be something that's going to work out. So he was a person of influence. You know, he coached me in high school as well. My junior year, he set this position as a head coach. So my senior year, he recruited me. So this wasn't just somebody that I just knew, that I just met that year. We had a relationship for a number of years. So I, took his advice and started exploring some other fields to possibly get into. He said, "You can select this as an elective, but you need to select something else as a major." Started off with coloring books and sketching and painting, and now I'm here.
What is your earliest memory of being introduced to Prince?
So my earliest memory is was in the '80s. I had a mentor by the name of Nick Starr in the '80s, and I remember he had a studio in his house, so he had every instrument that you could play, from the guitar to the drums, the saxophone. He had everything. So we would just go out and to his house and jam out and play around. As we became older, he started to teach us how to play these different instruments. And around that time, I started to get more involved into basketball. And he would have his guitar lessons on Saturdays. And that was around the time when friends would get together to play ball. So I started skipping my guitar lessons to go play basketball. And one Saturday he said, we need to come to my house. We need to have a discussion about skipping your guitar lessons. So I went to his house and he said, so I understand that you've been skipping guitar lessons to play basketball? And I said, yes. He said, well, you're going to have to decide because, this is my time and my time's not free. He said, so you're going to have to decide between basketball or playing the guitar. And I said, well, I'm going to choose basketball. He said, are you sure? I said, I'm sure. He said, well, Andre, when you become older, he said, you may regret this decision, because, this is a key point in your life and you should be learning the skill. It'll be a lot easier for you. And I said, I'm going to stick with basketball. And he said, okay. He said, well, before you leave, I have a gift to do. So he gave me my first Prince album, which was, I think it was his second album.
The blue background.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So he gave me that album, and I took it home and just played the heck out of that album. So that was like my first introduction to Prince. Was that album.
So you actually moved out here in 2012?
Yes.
So you were actually here a few years before Prince passed.
Right.
Did you ever get a chance to go to Paisley and see him?
I did. I went there in 2000. I want to say in 2015. He was doing a couple of shows, a couple of impromptu shows. Mm-hmm. He did a show for the Lynx when they won the championship. Yep. And I was like, man, I wish I would have been there. And then he did another one for Donna. He did like a private show for her. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm not missing any more shows. I said, the next time he does a show, I'm there. I'm like, I live here. I got to take advantage of being this close to Paisley Park. I started following him on Instagram and every one of his band members. And one night, someone sent out this ambiguous flyer about an event going on in Paisley Park. And I was thinking, okay, it was like literally an hour before the event kicked off. I said, well, let me go see what's going on over there. So I get there, and I pull up, and the parking lot is empty. And so I'm like, okay, this is weird. And I'm thinking like, did I read the wrong flyer? And I see a black Cadillac. As I'm pulling up to the gate, so I pull up next to the Cadillac, and the guy rolls his window down, and he says, hey, he said, do you have a cell phone? And I said, yes. He said, I need you to turn it off. So I'm like, okay. So I turn off my cell phone. He said, I need to make sure, I need to see that you turn it off. I said, it's off. So I showed it to him, and he said, when you get inside, do not touch your cell phone if you want to stay at this party. So I was like, okay, what is going on? So I get inside. I pay my $40 to get in. And as I'm walking, I hear some music being played to the right stage. So I walk to the right, and I see Prince on stage. And there's maybe like 30, there couldn't have been no more than 30 of us there.
I was there at that show.
You was there?
I was at that show, yeah. I was there.
Okay.
Do you know what that was about?
I don't know what that's about.
When he released the Artificial Age CD online for pre-order, whoever pre-ordered it entered a raffle and got flown out to Paisley Park for a private show. So the winner was at that show that night, and it was such a last-minute deal.
That's right.
It was I remember I counted, it was 32 of us.
Yes.
And he did a whole show for like 32 of us, and it was intimate. It was like right there, up on right now. I was there. That was a great show.
Yeah, so I was just like, okay, this is like, I've seen him perform live. Yeah. But being in Paisley Park, it's completely different. Like you really get to see that this guy, he's a real genius. No doubt. And so that was a special memory. And I don't know about you, but when he came back in on the bicycle, I don't know where you were sitting at, but I was like sitting like on the left side of the stage. So when he came in on the bicycle, he disappeared for like an hour, and then he just came back when he was on his bicycle. And I'm tripping, I'm thinking about Dave Chappelle, these stories and stuff. Right. And he's on his bicycle, and they actually had pancakes on the menu. Yeah. And I'm telling my friends, and they're like, man, like my friends who don't live here, that live outside of the States, they're like, man, you're messing with us. I'm like, yo, I'm not even playing. Like, he was on the bicycle, and they were serving pancakes. So he was on his bicycle, and so he did like a little circular loop, and then he left, and he went to the other stage, and we were just kind of looking at each other like, okay, did this just happen right now? So everybody gets quiet, and we're just kind of looking at each other, and I hear this lady shout from across the room. She says, I think he's giving us a signal to follow him. I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea. Maybe we should go follow him. So we go around to the next room, and he's on the stage talking to the DJ. And I start walking towards the stage. and it's kind of dark, and I see them talking to the DJ, and they're exchanging pleasantries, and in my mind, I'm thinking that maybe Prince is telling them, you know, like, hey, we're gonna do a few more sets or whatever. That's what I was hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets back on his bicycle, and he starts riding down the ramp, and he starts heading towards me. And I see this dark, shadowy figure with this afro coming towards me, and you know, I'm just completely tripping. I was like, man, this is crazy. So I got this look on my face, like, so he's coming towards me, close enough that I can grab him. And so I'm looking like, I can't believe this is happening. He's looking at me like, well, if you're gonna stare, you should at least speak.
Yeah, right.
So he passes by me, and he just slowly disappears, and the people that were by the door, they just kind of parted, and he just disappeared again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's mystical Prince. Yeah. Now you have a Prince True Hollywood story now.
Right.
So tell me, what inspired you to do the coloring book?
So it's interesting. So last year in 2017,
mm-hmm.
I did an interactive art show, kind of similar to a coloring book, but it was with paintbrushes.
Okay.
And we had a canvas that was painted, and it was a tribute art show for Prince. And we did it on the anniversary of his death last year in April. And I was actually somewhere promoting the event with a flyer. And the flyer that I had looks very similar to the cover.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have the sun ray in the clouds and the colored pencils.
Mm-hmm.
It just had just Prince, and I had it all numbered so that people can
get by numbers.
Yeah, so they can get that concept. So I was actually somewhere promoting it, and this young lady walks up to me with one of the flowers, and she said, "I've heard about this." She said, "This is a coloring book, right?" And I said, "No." I said, "It's very close." I said, "Same concept, but we're gonna have paintbrushes."
Mm-hmm.
And she looked at me and she said, "So this is not a coloring book?" And I said, "No, ma'am." And so she said, "Well, I thought it was a coloring book. You know, I'll give the flyer to my mother. I think she would like to come." And so as she left, you know, she just kind of planted the seat with me, and I was just thinking in my head, like, you know, that's really not a bad idea. And I was looking at the flyer, and I was like, you know, the flyer almost looks like a coloring book already. If I just add a few more images, it'll be a coloring book. Yeah, so during the art show, what we did is I created a coloring page. And so while people were waiting to paint, I had some table set where people were coloring the coloring page that I created. And that's sort of like a big buzz because some people were sitting there for like 2 hours coloring this poster. And I was thinking in my head, like, okay, I really need to, you know, buckle down and add some more pages and turn this into a cover.
Yeah. So, in the book, what is the underlying theme with the images? Are you going after certain periods of his life? Or are you going for popular and well-known images of him over the years and recreating those? I mean, how did you approach the book in total? Like, how did you choose what you wanted to put in there?
Well, it was. I wanted to just chronicle just a quick snapshot of his career, starting from high school,
mm-hmm.
leading all the way up to you know, to the last band that he was working with, and some of the members that were in that band, and just, you know, the images. It was pretty much. I selected the ones that just kind of caught my eye. Some of them are images from different stories that I just kind of that were kind of comical to me. Some of them, you know, there's one where I'm sure you're familiar with the situation where you keep Kim Kardashian out of the stage.
Yes, is that in there?
Yes.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
So you know, so some of it, it's you know, you have the situation with the Chris Rock story,
mm-hmm.
where he's interviewing him about, you know, him and Michael Jackson.
Nice.
So it just kind of chronicles some of the, you know, some funny stories and some.
I didn't know there's text in this. This is pretty cool.
Yeah. So you're also going to be able to color in, also get some nuggets of information about.
Nice. That's pretty cool. Yeah, nice. I noticed on the cover, his chest. Is that the state of Minnesota?
That is
I like that. See, if you weren't from here, you probably wouldn't catch that. But I like how you put that in there. it. That's pretty nice. I like that. I dig it. I dig it. What are you doing after this tonight? Are you going out to First Avenue for the Prince thing? Are you celebrating? Is this pretty much what you're doing for celebration?
I do have my family here tonight.
Okay.
But if there's something going on, then yes, if there's a going on, I'm definitely
there's all kind of events going on. There's all kind of events going on tonight, even in this area alone. So, for the people who are actually watching this right now, I know there's going to be hundreds of people who are going to want to get their hands on this book. How can the viewers of this show get a copy of this coloring book?
Okay, so for right now, this book is not in any major markets right now.
Okay.
It's going to be available on Amazon in a few weeks.
Okay.
So if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Art by Andre, and there's some underscores in there, so it's Art_by_Andre. And if you're on Facebook, you can reach me at Art by Andre Hollingsworth, or just search for Andre Hollingsworth on Facebook, and you should be able to locate me.
We'll make sure we'll put those in the description so people can actually be able to just click on and find you right away. Well, I'm going to let you get back to your event because I know it just started. You have people waiting on you. Thank you for taking your time to come see me. Andre Hollingsworth. I will make sure Eloy gets a couple of copies of those for his kids down in Florida. And until next time, may you see the dawn.
Hey everybody, I hope that you really enjoyed that video. We're back with a new logo and new intros and new music, and we're going to have all the reviews, all of the discussions that has become kind of the staple of Prince's Friend, and we're very excited to bring that to you. Stick around for the fun.